something strange happened this spring. The mics went dead. Two of the loudest voices in WNBA broadcasting, Hall of Famer Cheryl Swoops and veteran play-by-play pro Cindy Brunson, simply vanished from the booth.
Well.
No farewell tour, no heartfelt send-off. One morning, the Dallas Wings released their 2025 TV roster, and Swoops' name was gone. Days later, the Phoenix Mercury unveiled a shiny new crew. Brunson, nowhere in sight.
Cheryl Swoops, see you later. Cindy Brunson, see you later.
For Caitlin Clark's fans, it felt like the universe had finally hit the mute button on the Haters Club. But behind the sudden silence lurked an even louder message. The league has finally realized who's paying the bills. Dallas loves drama almost as much as basketball, yet even longtime beat writers blinked when the Wings press release dropped. Analyst list? Ron Thulin, Fran Harris, Nancy Lieberman, check. Cheryl Swoops? Missing. No scheduling conflict. No exploring new opportunities. Gone. Just 7 months earlier, Swoops had sat courtside, stone-faced, while the arena roared for Caitlin Clark's Player of the Week honors. She didn't praise, didn't critique, barely breathed. Fans clipped the silence, looped it on TikTok, and asked the same question, why so quiet, legend? Now they had an answer, because corporate patience has an expiration date. But that was only the opening act. Down in Phoenix, the heat got literal. Cindy Brunson had turned a routine Twitter space into a flash fire, urging the Indiana front office to push back if Clark wouldn't do the right thing. Nobody ever defined the right thing, but the insinuation was clear enough to ignite a fan revolt. When the Mercury revealed their 2025 broadcast slate, 36 regular season games, 2 preseason contests, Brunson's seat belonged to Emmy winner Ann Schatz. The press copied the bullet point, fans posted flame emojis, and one harsh truth crystallized. Throw stones at the league's golden goose, and the glass house might not protect you. Yet the tremors kept spreading.
I do think that from some of the stuff that they were posting on social media, like, it's not the greatest look. It's not the greatest look employing a person, employing someone who says the stuff that they said. And what, by the way, like, Cheryl Swoops just kind of lied about Caitlin Clark. Cindy Brunson went into a Twitter space and said some really not good things.
Last year, Queens of the Court was the WNBA's flagship talk show, splashed across league socials with Swoops' smile front and center. Today, that feed reloads as the Women's Hoops Show, and the Hall of Famer has been relegated to occasional guest. No press release, just a swapped logo and a new RSS title. Reddit sleuths spotted the change first, screenshotting Google blurbs still listing Swoops as host even while her name had vanished from the banner. Silent rebrand, silent exit, pattern recognized. Meanwhile, 1,800 kilometers away in New York, another statement was brewing. Standing at the draft podium, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert slipped a single line into her prepared remarks.
And one thing we've been working hard on in the off-season is a comprehensive platform around a multi-dimensional approach to combating hate and vitriol in the forms experienced by our players, teams, staff, and fans.
A multi-dimensional approach to combating hate and vitriol. No names, no examples. Yet every reporter in the room looked up. Because the timing was impeccable. The same week, 2 high-profile Clark critics lost their megaphones. The message between the commas was unmistakable. We'll fight for our players, but we'll also protect the fans driving our newfound relevance. Translation: if your commentary repels the people buying season tickets, you're part of the problem. And the numbers back her up. 41 of 44 Indiana Fever games will beam onto national screens this year. That's not a schedule, it's a coronation. Just 12 months ago, networks averaged 394,000 eyeballs for a typical WNBA matchup. Plug Clark into the frame, and that figure rockets past 1 million. In Indy, ticket scanners recorded a 320% jump. Merchandise counters logged jersey sales strong enough to eclipse LeBron James at the NBA store. Let that sink in. Even a preseason exhibition sold 15,000 seats in 8 minutes, a stat unheard of outside overseas soccer friendlies. When spreadsheets start sounding like fairy tales, executives listen. Money talks, but it also whispers instructions. The WNBA is an NBA-backed property, and Commissioner Adam Silver doesn't make a habit of lighting cash on fire. The league's freshly signed $2 billion media pact lands right alongside a looming CBA negotiation. Investors crave calm waters. Sponsors detest controversy directed at paying customers. So when commentators spoon-feed fans a narrative that the newest fan base is problematic, boardrooms smell smoke in the vault.
And that's the worst part of all this. The new fans are sucking the life out of the WNBA right now.
No surprise, then, that a quiet phone tree may have delivered a simple edict: grow the pie or step away from the table. Players notice market forces quicker than most. They live inside them. That's why respected vets like Dana Bonner and Sydney Coulson inked deals in Indiana, despite softer landing spots elsewhere. That's why Cheryl Swoops herself spun on a dime during an off-season panel, suddenly praising Clark's gym rat summer and calling the Fever the most improved roster in the league. Public opinion didn't shift. Incentives did. When a rising tide carries every paycheck, even old grudges start to look expensive. Caitlin Clark's supporters aren't a monolith. Scroll any Fever hashtag, and you'll see avatars of every shade, language, and pronoun. They're also digitally native and allergic to being shamed for who they cheer. Clip a stray anti-Clark rant, post it at half-court on X, and within hours, sponsors receive polite emails asking why their logos sit beside a smear campaign. That accountability loop now shapes hiring decisions more than resumes do. Broadcasters may have free speech, but fans have free screenshots, and the league finally seems to understand whose side scale tips the revenue. So here we stand. Opening night. 2025 looms, the arenas are sold out, and two familiar voices have faded into the background hum. Was it censorship, karma, cold-blooded business? Maybe a cocktail of all three. What's undeniable is that the WNBA, after 29 grinded-out seasons, has stumbled upon a watershed moment. A single player has spun headlines into gold, ticket barcodes into million-dollar graphs, and offhand insults into job-ending decisions. The question isn't whether Caitlin Clark deserves the spotlight. The numbers already answered that. The question is whether the rest of the league is brave enough to stop dimming the lights. Because if they don't, someone else, NBA owners, new investors, rival leagues, will gladly plug in a brighter bulb. So choose your seat now. Courtside, rafters, living room couch. It doesn't matter. The game has changed. The old scripts are obsolete, and the only sound louder than a sold-out crowd is the hush that falls when the haters lose their microphone. If you stayed to the buzzer, drop a basketball in the comments and tell us which matchup you're circling on the calendar. More Fever firestorms and plenty of silent mics are just a subscribe tap away.